Well, it's probably time to pull that old copy of 1984 off the shelf and give it a reread. Because let me tell you, the leftists have, and it appears that they think it's full of just great ideas. Now, you may have seen this tweet from Elon Musk. It says, language being proposed as law in Ireland means this could literally happen to you for having a meme on your phone. And he's responding to this tweet that says, when you make a meme in Ireland. And this is a reality that the government in Ireland is promising to make happen. I don't suppose they'll ask the Irish if this is what they want. Now, Conor McGregor responded to this tweet from the Prime Minister of Ireland. And the tweet from the Prime Minister was this: "This is a day of enormous joy and relief for Emily Hand and her family. An innocent child who was lost has now been found and returned, and we breathe a massive sigh of relief. Our prayers have been answered." And there's a reader's added context note here. It says, Emily wasn't lost. She was abducted by terrorists from Hamas. And Conor McGregor responded to that. He said, she was abducted by an evil terrorist organization. What is with you and your government and your paid-for media affiliates constantly downplaying, attempting to repress horrific acts that happen to children? You are a disgrace. The day after a stabbing of children in Ireland, not one paper had it on their front cover. We will not forget. Now, Conor McGregor is obviously a massively popular figure in Ireland, and here he is criticizing very harshly the Prime Minister of Ireland, and also clearly the immigration policies of Ireland. And this comes after the riots that happened after those children had been stabbed. And you might think that this all would be a cause for reflection on the part of the Irish government, considering that they're supposed to be representing the Irish. But instead, of course, you get Conor McGregor under investigation for online hate speech by Irish authorities. Because, somebody please think of the globalists. Now, of course, when people become upset by the policies of the government, the first thing you have to do is pass hate speech legislation.
When you think about it, all law, all legislation is about the restriction of freedom. That's exactly what we're doing here, is we are restricting freedom, but we're doing it for the common good. You will see throughout our Constitution, yes, you have rights, but they are restricted for the common good. Everything needs to be balanced. And if your views on other people's identities go to make their lives unsafe, insecure, and cause them such deep discomfort that they cannot live in peace, then I believe that it is our job as legislators to restrict those freedoms for the common good.
Well, good thing Ireland's got that woman to decide whose speech is causing harm or not. And of course, this is the perfect time to rush through hate speech laws. Well, let's take a look at this bill. What does it say? And this has actually been in the works for a long time, but now obviously this is seen as an opportunity to rush it through. The Incitement to Violence or Hatred and Hate Offenses Bill. Well, right away we get the word hatred, which means hatred against a person or a group of persons in the state or elsewhere on account of their protected characteristics or any one of those characteristics. And in case you were wondering, the word hatred isn't defined any more specifically in here than just simply as hatred. So somebody's going to be deciding what that means, and it ain't going to be you. So what are the characteristics that are protected against hate? Well, let's see: race, color, nationality, religion, national or ethnic origin, descent, gender, sex characteristics, sexual orientation, or disability. So E, national or ethnic origin. Well, that would seem to deal with this nasty problem of people complaining about mass immigration. And of course, since hatred isn't actually defined, it could mean anything, just jokes. You know, how about gender? How about saying the gender wage gap isn't real? Is that hate? I think under this law, it could absolutely be defined as such. If you're a woman who doesn't want biological males in, say, rape shelters, well, I'm afraid it might just be back in the kitchen for you. The prison kitchen, I mean. Because it also says this: a person guilty of an offense under this section shall be liable, on conviction or indictment, to a fine or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years or both. Yeah, they don't mention anything about Room 101 in this yet. I'm sure that's coming. But back to this tweet from Elon Musk. It says, language being proposed as law in Ireland means this could literally happen to you for having a meme on your phone. Well, let's refer to this section of the bill. Offense of preparing or possessing material likely, who's going to decide that? Again, it ain't going to be you. Likely to incite violence or hatred against persons on account of their protected characteristics. And it says, prepares or possesses such material with intent to incite violence or hatred against such a person or group of persons on account of those characteristics or any of those characteristics, or being reckless as to whether such violence or hatred is thereby incited. So obviously the goal of this is to prevent people from sharing dissenting ideas, such as memes. But it does go a step further because it just says prepares or possesses such material with intent to incite violence. So you don't even have to share it. You could just have it with intent. This is pre-crime. This means you could just have a meme on your phone, or even you could just write something. You could draw a picture and just have it in your house, or a book, maybe 1984, say. And if they determine that you had intent to incite violence with it, well, then I guess here comes the police to protect society from you. This is the type of thing you see from governments that both hate and fear their own people. Now, obviously, Ireland is not alone in this. There's these same authoritarian tendencies in Canada and US and the UK, in Australia. And really, I think it's about time that everybody stopped voting for people that hate them. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.